Good evening, Rusk enjoyers. Hope you're doing alright, because it's time for the abnormal barders. Today we have quite a lot of skins to chase after. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 abnormal skins to chase after, and 2 regular skins, as you can see right there. Now you're probably sitting there wondering, abnormal? Regular? What on earth is this going about? Well, don't worry, I'll quickly explain. Basically, if you're brand new to abnormals, please consider looking in the description right now. You'll see 2 videos I provided. The very first video at the very top is a short video that's 60 seconds long, but will very briefly showcase to you what abnormal skins are. In short, abnormal skins are skins that will become marketable before the rust or even rotates, and we can figure out prices right now, race to put those barders on those skins when they become marketable, and well, afterwards we can look at the amount of barders each skin has, we can see how high the price goes, and then we can get a good idea if they actually have genuine interest, and if they're going to do a good job in terms of retaining their value. Then it would look like a good investment. Then we can jump in and buy into them. Sounds good? Now, of course, regular skins, they only become marketable when the rust or rotates, so that won't happen until tomorrow. And yet, we still have some interesting things to talk about them. So, okay, fair enough. Let's just put all that aside now. Let's start talking about all the skins and figuring out what prices we want to offer for all of them. Let's talk about the Arctic backpack. So, when I first saw this, I instantly remembered that this isn't even the first hazmat-themed backpack. We, of course, had the large hazmat backpack. That also sold at $2.49. That right now is on the Steam market, selling for 87 cents. Yep, cool. So that's had some trouble. Yep. So, all right, not a great start, I guess you could say. So when I first initially saw it, I thought, okay, maybe that won't sell too ridiculously. Maybe it'll be all right. That ended up becoming the top-selling skin after the first 24 hours, and I was expecting that this was likely to do between 20 to 23,000 subscribers, as you would see in my 48-hour analysis, always making estimates in regards to how much each of the skins are likely to sell by Thursday. As of now, it hasn't reached it, but by tomorrow, that will go over 20,000 subscribers. But in comparison to the large hazmat backpack, the large hazmat backpack did 23,000 subscribers. This is going to sell just a little bit less. But at the end of the day, it's still 20,000 subscribers. So, is that actually going to retain its $2.49 price? We have to question it now. So, at the moment, we're currently sitting here in March. We're seeing the lowest player count in a while. It's not down super bad, but it is going down. Compare it to, the awesome summer we had. It's quite funny. But anyway, we are now looking towards the summertime. Yes, we still have to go through April. April is going to have like the Easter update, so we're going to see new content for that and the return of Easter eggs. So I think some people want to jump in for that again. Right, anyway. But then we have May, June, July, August. We're going to have probably some very interesting updates on the horizon, let me tell you. So, okay, maybe this could actually be in a perfect position to have a nice, comfortable time as, well, loads of people potentially return. Anyway, I have to ask you, how many people absolutely love running around in their Arctic hazmats? I get the feeling that there's a lot more people that would appreciate this compared to large hazmat backpack, but I'm still a fair bit cautious. Now, overall, how often are you even using a large backpack? How often are you even skinning it? We've had a lot of skins being accepted since they first became marketable. Where are the small backpacks, Face Punch? Where are the small ones? Anyway, we have an abundance of options. I still see this as likely going to go down and below its rust or price. I don't think it's going to go dramatically bad compared to like this, for example, but I could still see it dropping down. So what price am I going to suggest? I'm looking at this and I'm thinking probably 80 cents to $1.20. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down by $1 for an initial period of time, but then afterwards during the summer I think it could work out quite nicely. But just remember, when this proposed jungle update comes out, I don't think we'll see that many people want to stick around in the snow. They're going to want to go explore the jungle. So, Mr. Zed Skipper, you're going to prepare for a jungle hazmat. That might happen, you never know. Facepunch probably would want to put out some interesting content with the brand new update. That would be another $10, please. But, yeah, we'll see. You could do a Jungle Explorer one, Mr. Z Skipper. Anyway. So, okay, Arctic Backpack, you're looking pretty good. There is actual interest there. I think you'll do all right, but you're still likely to drop off a fair bit. But that's just most backpack skins in general as of recent. So, 80 cents to $1.20. Commando MP5. This has not matched up to my expectations. So over to here, it's not a bad thing. I thought that I was going to do between 17 to 20,000 subscribers. Nope, that has only reached 15,700 at the moment. By tomorrow, it'll probably just about reach 16,000 subscribers. Now this is in an interesting spot. but there's also potential things that could go a little bit awry. So let's just quickly do some comparisons. First of all, this is a $2.49 skin. It has a nice, cool, sleek black design, and it has a very useful red aim sight. I wonder where we have seen that. Oh, there you go, Blackout MP5. Blackout MP5 is on the Steam market right now at $12.28. 27. It's lost a penny. Anyway, so basically, this is exactly the same same design in comparison to a Blackout MP5, and yet this is on the Steam market right now at, well, 5 times the price. Interesting. Yes, yes. So let's go back over to here. Let's just get a quick look at this, and as you can see, yep, it is pretty much the exact same type of skin. All right then. So that is in a very interesting spot, but I also want to bring up, we still actively have the Black Ops collection, and we still technically have like the Black Diamond collection. Plus, in the future, don't be surprised if we start seeing a lot more black weapons and skins being produced and whatnot. At the moment on the workshop, I'm seeing abundance of it. But still, that is a very nice comparison to the MP5, the Blackout MP5, sorry. $2.49, questioning, thinking. Well, I also want to bring this up. With other dark MP5s, we've got Pirate MP5 here, only down by 2%. That only did 10,000 subscribers though. But then over to here we also have Cybercode. That only did 8,200 subscribers, but that's now a little bit more comfortably high in the price. But that's only up by like 26 cents. This is down by like, what, 4 cents? AKA, I wouldn't be surprised if this still drops in price a fair bit. So if we were to compare to the other Commando weapons we've seen somewhat recently, the SAR and the AK-47, well, they're both kind of sitting at around $1.50. So I think for this we'll probably do $1 to $1.50. I think that's a respectable amount to offer. Initially, if we do not see any other black MP5s being accepted, that very likely will be appreciated a fair bit. Cool, that's nice. But don't be surprised if we do see some more. So if you want to play it a little bit more safer, stick with $1. If you feel a little bit more, brave, if you feel a little bit more, confident with it, then offer some more money. But if people start thinking, oh, no, there's more stuff coming out, they will dump on you. They will dump on you, so be prepared. So anyway, that is an interesting spot, but I still expect to drop off a fair bit. So, cool. $1 to $1.50. Moving on. Blackstone Door. So this is a strange collection. Yes, it is. Blackstone Door here. The furnace is in polished obsidian. They're supposed to be all one big collection, but Facepunch split it apart. It's strange. Well, I can point out we do see a garage door submitted to the workshop, as you can see right over to here. There we go. So we could potentially see an instant collection continuation if Facepunch wants it. But I have to ask Chet, do you actually like this design? Not hating on it. It doesn't glow, but it's very nice and reflective. It's got that very strange gravelly texture. Don't what's the word to say? I was about to say like scratch your knee, but it's on the sides. Whatever. Anyway, so basically, it's an interesting, unique approach. It's just I don't know if people absolutely adore it. Looking at the other skins that we have that are Blackstone, you can see that the weapon skins, SAR's doing quite alright, not the AK. But when I look at Polished Obsidian, which is only consisting of 2 skins, that furnace is actually doing very good. That furnace is currently sitting there at $5. I still do not know why. Anyway, so I'm a bit conflicted and unsure. Also, Sheepman of Doors, so far this year it's not been that bad. So far this year, as you can see, we've only had 4. This time last year, we had about 10. So, I mean, I'm just saying, we're seeing signs of some improvement. It's just, we could still see a lot more of them. There's still potentially Twitch drops on the horizon. Yes, we might not sell as much as we did last year, but there's still plenty of Sheepman of Doors to compare to. Plenty of options available. And at $2, you're probably looking at least maybe 150 skins that you could buy instead. I don't think that's going to retain interest, and I don't think it's going to do a good enough job to retain its price. So looking at that, I think I'm going to probably do like I think I'd do probably like 60 cents to 80 cents. Yeah, sorry to say, but I'm just not feeling super confident with it. So yeah, all right, moving on. Now we're in an interesting spot. So B-Rock. This has not sold that much. This is only sitting at around 10,750 subscribers. Let's compare that to some other recent rock skins we've seen being accepted, more specifically the Sloth Rock and the Baby Hippo Rock. This did 18,300 subscribers. This did 15,300 subscribers. Remember when we saw that? Questioned it, thought, wow, this has sold quite a lot, quite a fair bit less compared to this. Surely that'll work out quite nicely. It's already gone down by 50 cents. So here's the issue. We're seeing a lot more animal theme rocks being accepted. It's a fun theme. People do appreciate these animal rocks, but when we see so many of them coming out, it's harder for them to maintain interest. You got the cute fat little hippo, the ever so chill, lovely looking sloth, and then you got the cutesy looking bee rock. But you know what? On the workshop, we have seen even more animal theme rocks. As we can see over to here, what do we see? Monkey. We got the monkey, look at that. And then also recently, I've also seen like a red panda. Like, it's getting a bit ridiculous there. We've got a frog. Look at it. He's angry. I want it. But you get the whole lot. You get the point, all right? So if I could just go over to here as well. Starting to see a chicken. There we go. Yeah, and the tiger. So yeah, skin creators are noticing. More and more of these animal theme rocks are being produced. And if we keep seeing more and more and more and more, there's problems and problems and problems and problems. So let me just get rid of that now. Anyway, B-Rock, however, has sold quite a fair bit less compared to all these other rocks that are currently in the rust stores, in past rust stores. So, still no Easter Chick Rock. Micro, you could just resubmit it. Anyway. So, where were we? B-Rock. We could look at it in a matter of, we know what? Maybe it could probably work out quite nicely if we start seeing a lot more appreciation for the bee skins. So far, we've only seen 3 bee skins being accepted with this Cooking Update release. Unacceptable. We need more. Anyway. I will point out that there was a collection continuation produced by Mr. Jessin, which you can see here. Bidor doesn't glow in the dark as well. Bidor is also looking ever so nice and dashing. But yes, that is another potential bee skin. We shall see. Also, if you're concerned about the strange normals issue that we pointed out, that has been resolved, that has been fixed. If you go look at it in-game now, it doesn't have the issue anymore. Good stuff there, Mr. Jessin. Anyway, price. I think you could probably do like 90 cents to $1.30. I think it'll drop off a fair bit initially, but I think with the lack of skins, lack of sales overall, I don't expect that many listings on the Steam market. I think that could easily potentially rebound. And, I don't know if there's a ton of people play. Well, come on now. But anyway, I think we could expect even more people playing during the summertime. Maybe many people see that bee-rock for the first time and all the bee-related content, and they'll think, yeah, I've got to go buy that. I need a little bee to cuddle. I do expect potentially even more animal theme rocks. So the lack of sales could be a benefit to it, but what happens if we keep seeing more and more and more? Yeah, okay. So I'm a little bit cautious, a little bit unsure, but 90 cents to $1.30 seems like a perfectly fine option. So that is what I'm going to do. Now, speaking of low sales, Sunken Garage Door has only done 9,000 subscribers. Now, that has matched up to the expectation of what I thought it was going to do, because over to here, I thought that was going to do between 8 to 10,000 subscribers. That's fine. But if you were to go back all through the previous garage doors we've seen over the past few years, if you're going to find something that's in a very similar spot that also did like 9,000 subscribers, not in 2025, not in 2024, all of those skins, no. Not in 2023. You have to go all the way back to JPEG Garage Door towards the end of 2022. Now that didn't sell that much as well, 9,200 subscribers. That right now has only about 30 listings on the Steam market. But that right now is also retaining its price and actually holding up its value. Okay, interesting. Now there was a few other skins that are accepted. This is actually a collection. So, okay, cool. But this is also potentially building up to becoming a much bigger collection. Sheepman Door, Double Door, and now we have the Sunken Garage Door. But what's next? Don't fully know. Could we potentially see even more with this octopus trying to creep into your base? Oh, he sees you and he wants in. You could trap him in a box. You could trap him in a small box. That'd be a bit cruel. The little baby one. Algorithm has not made a continuation this past weekend, as you can see over to here. Sorry, I meant to click this. Okay, what are you doing, Hedge? I don't know. There we are. But I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls something off. Really wouldn't surprise me. So, okay. It's in a bit of a funny spot. So far this year, every garage door has gone down in price. Now, that shouldn't be too surprising considering what are we? 11 to 12 weeks into the year, and we've already got 9 skins accepted. Yeah, that's not surprising. So, okay. But then there's also potentially Twitch drops this year, even more skins being accepted in future Rust stores. Ugh. So, all right, anyway. I am still a bit unsure, but I could imagine this might work out quite nicely, especially with potential continuations on the horizon. So maybe this also only ends up with 30 listings on the Steam market. All right, that's not too bad. I look at that and I think, you know what, I'll probably do... I think I'll do $1 to $1.60. Yeah. I'll offer a fair bit. I think it will retain most of it, a decent bit of its price, but the potential for continuation might work out very nicely for it. It's a perfectly fine, funny skin. It's just, I just don't know if we're definitely going to see more out of it. And algorithm, provide the fun ideas. We'll keep an eye on. All right, cool. So, yeah, all right. I'm just very hesitant with garage doors. So many of them have appeared last year and the year before that, and it's like, look at all the ones that are actually in the positive right now. Not many. So many down though. Oh dear. So yeah, I'll be honest with you, some of these are actually doing pretty good. I'm actually kind of surprised by some of that, but then so many in the red. Ooh. And then, of course, all the ones that came out so far this year are not looking good. Right then. So, Mr. Clover, I have an answer for that, but you've got to wait just an extra couple minutes and I'll talk about it. But first of all, I have to talk about the Elysium LR300. Now, just to quickly inform all of you, there was another Elysium weapon skin being produced, and that is the MP5. So, Mr. Duck, Mr. Slanosta, they are definitely committing to this. I would expect an armory of lovely skins being produced, aka I would expect like a whole batch of them. All right, cool, not going to complain. So, what's after this? Thompson, L96, bolt action rifle, hammer, we'll see. And a rock would be funny. Anyway. So, I anticipate more of this. Face Puncher treating it like a premium weapon collection with some higher prices. That's fine, they do this every now and then, and it's a perfectly fine look and style. The AK sold next to nothing, but due to that, it's only got 23 listings in the Steam market, a few sales, and it's back up to its rust price. And with more and more skins being produced and accepted, it only adds more interest to this. Now, for a while, this had barders only gone up to about $2.50. Then the LR300 appeared, and more have appeared since then. It can climb up more and more every time we see more and more skins being accepted. Is that guaranteed to happen? No. But I know the skin creators are fully prepared to produce some very nice looking Elysium skins. Look at the LR300. You got the very nice looking picture of the shine there. You got the very nice looking pattern. I'm fully expecting more and more. So I would expect at least a few more skins in the future. That is what I am anticipating. That is my speculation. But for that LR300, I fully expect that to drop off worse compared to the AK. Now, looking at the most recent LR300 we had before this, it was the Popstar LR. That was fun. That was interesting. That looked cute. It still went down by $1, but that still retains its price at $1.50. Compare that to a lot of these other LR300s. So many of them end up at around $1. So I'm in the position of, you know what? I think this LR300 will be retaining a decent bit of its price. I still expect it to go down to potentially around $1.50 to $2. So what would be my suggestion? $1 to $1.50 with the barter. But with more skins being accepted for the whole collection, I could see it slowly starting to rise in value. So that 8,400 subscribers there, it really ain't much. So it could potentially rebound ever so nicely. But it might take a while. We need to see more of it, and I expect so. So that is what I am anticipating, what I'm speculating. Eye SAR, it doesn't have the interest. Eye SAR, like the other skins here, I wouldn't be surprised if it all goes down in price. It's a perfectly cool, unique style. I thought it looked nice, but it's what other people are thinking, and unfortunately, they don't seem to be appreciating this collection. So, yeah, it's only got 8,200 subscribers, 60 cents to 80 cents. I'm so sorry. But then again, look at all the other SAR skins we've seen recently. So many have gone down in price very quickly. And overall, over the past couple of years, so many of them down to $1. Oh, dear. Thunder Gold's doing good. Bombshell's doing good. The recent Black Ops one, we thought that would do a fair bit. All right. It's only down by 26%. It's only down by 26%. yeah. So, sorry, but very straightforward. Now, this is an interesting skin because it's only done 7,800 subscribers. Harbour Seal Collection is a bit of an odd one. You've got the rock, the door, the hammer, and a large box. Could have seen tier 3, but it didn't happen. Maybe in the future, we shall see. But the skin creators did not produce anything this past weekend. Alright, fair enough. But their most recent acceptances are Harbour Seal. I would expect more Harbour Seal skins being produced. They need to make a Harbour Seal Cub small box. Yes! Yes, that'd be perfect. Harbour Seal baby cap. Right, anyway. There could be a locker. There could be a rug. Oh, they could do like loads of Harbour Seals on a rug. That'd be cute. Anyway, can I potentially... do I expect more skins being produced? Yes. Do I expect them being accepted? I'd like to see it happen. But there are never any guarantees. So looking at that with its current sales... That has sold not that much, but we can't just instantly assume low sales for a large box is instantly going to be success. You may recall we had the Oasis large box last year, only did 6,000 subscribers. It's basically down by half its value. Yeah, only 22 listings. Barter's only gone up to a certain point. Prices all the way down to $1.40. That did not do a good job retaining its price. No. So you could sit there and say, surely... Well, at the very least, you might sit there and say, but it's part of a collection, Hedge. Surely that'll help it out. But, well, do you not remember Oasis? I think this had, like, 3 skins accepted in total. Yeah, there you go. Oh, dear. So, yeah. That collection is at least doing a little bit better in terms of retaining its price. $2 skin. 90 cents to $1.30. I think it's going to probably retain at least a decent bit of value. I don't expect a ton of listings. I think we can expect some more Harbour Seal skins on the horizon. So I will go with that price. That is my suggestion. All right. Now we can talk about the regular skins. And what was your name? Free Clover Media. I'm about to talk about the skin that I think is the best thing to consider. So, over to here, we have the Fallen Gloves. Now, I'm sure you're fully well aware, over the past 3 weeks, we have seen Tier 2 armor, hoodie and pants, and now the road sign gloves. What happened to the boots? Don't know. Keep an eye out for a future complete the sets. Basically, gentlemen, when I first saw those gloves, I was like, all right, this is in a very interesting spot. Let's see what happens in terms of how much this sells by, next Thursday, or when we do the abnormal barters now. This pair of gloves is not abnormal, all right? We can only consider right now if we want to buy some. But I'm going to sit here and say, with 9,500 subscribers in comparison to the Tier 2 and the hoodie and pants, that's about 2,000 less. The Tier 2 sold just over 11,000 subscribers, and of course the clothing, the hoodie and pants there, that did sell around 11,500 subscribers. This is sitting here at 9,500. And you're going to sit there and say, okay, what now? Well, on the horizon, we could still see those boots appear, we could still see Tier 3 being produced and accepted, and we could anticipate potentially a backpack, a jacket. Those pair of gloves, they're in a very good spot, and I'm actually considering buying a bunch tonight. In short, I would expect them to potentially to go up in price ever so nicely, simply due to the fact that they are the lowest selling skin out of the full set. And you're going to sit there and say, but Hedge, that would mean the collection has to be fairly in demand. I respect that, and I want to quickly bring this up to you, because we were discussing this, a few days ago, and it turns out you can actually look at a Fallen collection as a potential nice option to fill in for a potential desert camo, cheap desert camouflage option. Desert Raiders right now is probably about $250, and yeah, during the specific time where we're seeing prices drop off, nope, Desert Raiders has only improved. Desert Raiders is expensive, so yep, get a good at that. $250 for all of that. Remove the weapons, it's about $230 for the clothing and the armor. But if you look at the Fallen collection in comparison, or rather the Fallen collection paired up with the Sand Rhino Tier 3, it works out quite nicely, does a good job. Consider watching this short video to see it for yourself. In fact, you know what? Let's just turn off the volume so we don't have to hear 2 different hedges at the same time, and let's just get a good observation of that right there. Now up close you can see the red, but when you're a bit of a distance away you don't see it. So pull back, Hedge, come on, pull back, pull it back. There we go, perfect. You start to not notice it as much, and the lighter brown bones start to kind of like cover all the red, and from there you can't see that much, and that's just a little bit of a distance away. So it does just as good of a job compared to Desert Raiders, and it's about $200 cheaper overall. I could see people appreciating the Fallen collection. So those gloves, I think we could imagine they could rise up in price quite nicely. Now, how high? I wouldn't expect instantly huge, big fat profits, but comparing this to the Abyss collection like I did initially, well, this, ever since this came out, it's done a pretty good job of retaining interest. The gloves ended up being accepted afterwards, after the Tier 3, Tier 2 and hoodie and pants, but because this sold just a little bit less compared to all of this, that now went up to $6. $2 to $6. So, do I expect that to happen here? No, but I would expect some good gains. I would expect some good profits. So, Fallen Collection, we'll see how that progresses in the future, but things are looking pretty good. And with the sales only at that at the moment, I think I will be buying some. Now, in terms of a buy order, I think I'm doing 80 cents to 90 cents. Getting close. All right. So, yeah, looking good. Which one we talking? I don't know. I don't know what Micro's been talking about there. Sorry, Micro, I haven't caught up with what you're saying. But yeah, Fallen Collection. I have bought the hoodie and pants. I'm going to have to go grab some kilts myself. Now, there's potentially other options you could look at for, tier 2 hoodie and pants and whatnot as a replacement. We never got Sam Rhino hoodie and pants in tier 2, even though the skin creator attempted twice. Version 1 and version 2 for both. Face Punch wasn't keen. Face Punch doesn't seem to like camouflage attempts anymore. I don't know. All right, then. So, all good. Right, then. So, Fallen Gloves, probably the thing I'd chase after if you had to buy something this week. Then we have the mini beehive box. Perfectly fine look and design. Obviously in reference to the beehives we have in the game now. But I don't expect much. I'm probably taking a step away from that. I'm sorry to say. Small boxes. How many have we had recently? Quite a lot. And I wouldn't expect too many. I wouldn't expect quite a lot this year as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially do see that happening. And so many of it in the red. And the ones that don't really stand out super great don't work out very nicely. So, yeah, I think I'll do like 50 cents to 70 cents for that. I don't think I'll be chasing it. Sorry to say. So, yeah. All right, then. That was pretty much everything. Okay, right. So we now need to go ahead and figure out what potentially might be happening tomorrow. What we're going to see, I have no idea. So we do have a top picks list. There is no video from TGG this week, but all the skins that we showcased last week in my Rust Workshop skin checks, we've seen. Like I've already got like a short video showcasing there, and I got a short video showcasing that rug and the barricade. Like they look cool, they look nice. But it's not just going to be these skins that are potentially going to be accepted tomorrow. No. We also have the newest skin submissions right here. Get a good look at the Rust Workshop skin checks batch. There is quite a lot of interesting skins here. Yep, but which ones will be accepted? Who knows? We have zero clue. So just to point out, this Rust store here. What was it? That was an early pick, typical pick, early pick. Are we going to see a lot of early picks again this week? Then you should consider looking at the Rust Workshop Skin Checks collection. You can even watch the video, which points out all of the collection continuations as a chapter. There's a lot of collection continuations this week. Right then, so that was a lot of yapping. I will talk about that in a bit, Mr. Dingo Lingo. Don't you worry, good sir. I'm just currently recording a thing at the moment. But yeah, things are looking pretty sweet in terms of what we're seeing on the commits. Not too much. I don't expect anything for April, but we are expecting potentially the high wall skins to be introduced, and we are, still keeping an eye out for the jungle stuff that's being mentioned. Now, someone just pointed this out to me earlier. There's going to be some changes to rugs. Apparently, well, first of all, they're going to set it so you can put rugs under deplorables. That's cool. That's fine. But now, apparently you're going to be able to put them over ladder hatches, and apparently you're going to be able to put them over landmines. Trap base experts. Ooh. You're going to be able to hide landmines under rugs. Oh, mate. I'm looking forward to the fun things that potentially might be happening in the future with trap bases. And just like for fun things in general. We're trying to make like a survivor course. But what rugs will pair best with that, we shall see. We don't know if like sticks out very noticeably, or maybe it could be properly secretive. Keep an eye on it. Rug deployment fix is currently being worked on. Maybe we'll see that for April Force Wipe, and then fun things can happen afterwards. Just to take a quick look at micro522.com to get a good insight in regards to what are the top performing skins so far out of the newest batch. These are all the newest skins, but more specifically we're here to look at week 11, and the top performing skin so far this week is the Not Friendly Clan Garage Door, then the Doomgate Garage Door, the First Contact Furnace, Kawaii Drop Storage, and Friendly Clan Garage Door. Kawaii Drop Storage is an interesting one because I've been questioning, are we actually potentially going to see a brand new storage collection after like 3 years of not seeing one? That'd be cool, but it's up to Face Punch. We know it'd print money, but will Face Punch allow that to happen? Right then, so I think we've got everything covered. I think we're pretty happy. So what we're going to do now is we're going to skip ahead and do those actual buy orders. My mouse has been a bit weird there. Keep it down. All right. Arctic backpack. Alright, Elysium LR300. Alright, no, back over to here. Commando MP5. Come on, don't be scared, thank you. Right, we're doing pretty good. So if I lift my mouse and then put it down. That was weird. Okay, don't worry. Stupid things, confusing Hedge. Sunken garage door. How you doing? Right. Blackstone door. Oh, yeah, I think I'll just play it a little bit safe. So that's fairly straightforward. You know what? I think I might just skip ahead. I'm about to do a 60 cent to 80 cent barter with this, but we don't need to see that. So let's skip ahead now. Alright, it's been a considerable amount of time. Let's go ahead and take a look at all the skins, see the buy orders, and with the B-Rock, we can see that this has basically 1,000 buy orders. They go all the way up to about $1.40, as expected with the suggestion, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens next. Are we going to keep seeing more and more rock skins being accepted? Are we going to keep seeing animal rock skins being accepted? How far are we going to go? Well, B-Rock, you haven't sold too ridiculously. You might work out quite nicely. Only 5 listings at the moment. Barter's pushing up to an okay amount. It's not all the way like down to like 80 cents. It's all the way up to about $1.40. So that does look like it's going to do a pretty decent job. Will its low point potentially be $1.50? Or will it just comfortably retain value from here and now? How many listings are even going to appear? It looks like something you could buy. Remember, at the end of the day, if you like a skin and you want it, just go buy it. Treat yourself. Support the skin creators. Keep them nice and motivated. Keep on about nice creative designs for the future. But if you're looking at that as an investment, you probably could just put down like $1.50 barter, maybe $1.60. Pick these up for about 40 cents cheaper. We'll see what happens next. All right, so cute, funny bee, didn't sell too recklessly. Now over to here, we have the Commando MP5. So, of course, I brought out that this is probably the cheapest best comparison to the Blackout MP5. That's selling for $12.50. This is selling for considerably less. You honestly probably could consider doing an actual purchase or two. Looking at the barders, big barders basically stop at $1.76, but we do have a guy creeping up to here to $2. It didn't sell crazy amounts, but it still sold quite a fair bit. I think you could still put down a $2 barter yourself and still pick these up for 50 cents cheaper. And remember, if you do see Black Ops MP5, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, if you do see potentially a Black Diamond MP5, if they get accepted, that's no longer that special. And with the arrival of the recent Black Ops weapons, that's kind of negatively affected the Commando weapons that we already have, that being the AK and the SAR. So tread carefully. But yeah, $2 barter probably would be a better option. Now, are we going to see those other potential weapon skins anytime soon? Don't know, so we'll leave it at that. Harbour Seal large box. So this is a $2 skin, and well, the barters are pretty good. As I said, I hope to see more of these skins being produced. It wouldn't surprise me, but again, there's no guarantees. Now, are they going to commit to doing more deplorables? Or are we going to see, I don't know, more weapons or tools? Don't know. But the more the merrier, I guess. And again, this didn't sell that much. It still hasn't sold that much either, so I think you could probably still do like a $1.60, $1.70 barter and pick these up for a cheaper price. But with the barters that we're seeing starting to build up here, it looks like it's going to retain quite nicely. And again, is it even going to have that many listings? Are we going to even see that many people wanting to dump? I don't think so. So I think it's okay. Looking at the Arctic backpack, this is obviously a $2.49 skin. And well, we're starting to see more of these being listed here. Looking at the barters, basically stops at just about $1.40. I think it is going down. I think if you truly wanted this, you could probably put down like a $1.80 barter, pick these up for 70 cents cheaper, but is it actually going to do all right from here? Is it going to work out quite nicely in the summer? How many people are even aware that this exists? We don't currently know, but we'll see eventually. So, okay. You're looking all right, but a barter probably is the smarter way to go about it. Then we have the Elysium LR300. Didn't sell that much. Barter's going up to $1.90, but it's a $3.49 skin. No, that's not going to retain value. If you truly wanted some, why not go ahead and put down like a $2.20 barter? You probably pick them up for a fairly decent, cheaper price. But how low are you actually going to go? Or are we going to just see consistent Elysium skins being produced and accepted, and maybe it just works out perfectly fine when there's a big proper collection? Well, we'll wait and see. We have compared to the AK, of course, earlier, and that's doing all right at the moment. Still down in price, mind you, but it did perk up a bit when this appeared. If we do see the MP5 being accepted, do you reckon the AK and the LR300 is going to appreciate that? I know typically with a weapon/tool only collection, they don't really work out very nicely. But when they're being treated in such like a premium way with their pricing and whatnot, I think it can work out quite nicely. So we'll leave it at that. Smart buy order is probably the way to go. Actual purchases, buy one for yourself by all means. But hoping to make a profit, LR300 skins, they're not really holding up very well, are they? So yeah, buy order is the way to go. Sunken Garage Store, next to like hardly any listings. Hardly any purchases as well, I guess you could say. But the sheer lack of sales, is it actually going to lead to this probably going up in price quite nicely? Consider this, right? If this has no listings, I'm talking like if it barely has like 15, if we do see another Sunken Deplorable being accepted, do you reckon that might work out quite nicely? But then again, how many people are actively going to want to buy it? You could easily have something with next to no listings, but if it sells hardly anything every day, then there you go. There's no interest. Value doesn't actually go up. So, yeah. It does look nice, though. I would love to see some more creative ideas of it. Again, you could trap it in a box. Right, so Blackstone door. Yeah, I didn't have the biggest confidence with it, and the borders are only going up to 85 cents. That might be me. I'm a little bit concerned. I might have to remove it. I'm not sure. But again, this didn't sell that much either. Are we going to see more of the Blackstone deplorables? I don't have a lot of confidence. Yes, you could probably just put down a $1 barter. You'd probably be able to pick these up for $1 cheaper. It's very straightforward. So, yeah, I do not expect that to work out super great. But then again, the lack of listings, the price, the amount that sold, barter I feel more confident with. And then we have this, what did we say, 60 cents to 80 cents? Someone's actually gone ahead and done a $1.10 barter. I mean, if you want to, you're more than welcome to do so. He hopes it probably works out quite nicely. Again, not that many sales. Could it turn it around in the future? Well, the state of the Eye SAR collection as a whole, I don't have that much faith in. So, yeah. So, I think this is going to reflect like all the other skins and go down in price. Maybe it only goes down to $1.10 because this guy will keep it up. Probably. But no, it's not retaining that $2.49 price. I think it probably still will go below $1. I wouldn't be surprised. Right then, so that is essentially everything. So we want to talk about some other things that people need to be aware of. So the abnormals appeared at midnight tonight in the UK, but clocks are going to change soon. I'm aware it's already happened in America, understood, but it's not going to change until it's UK time. Face Punch is based in the UK. So when the clocks change, abnormals will now be 1 hour later for the next 6 months. Until October time when it changes back again. So, yippee. So this is the position we're in. Europeans, oh no. But for Americans, it don't really matter that much, does it? So just to keep that in everybody's heads, it's not going to be until next week. Yes. So we still have abnormals next week for the midnight time. But the first rust off April... yeah, that's going to be 1 a.m. UK time. Yippee. So, cool. All right, we're aware of that. Anything else? Oh. Anything else? Well, I could bring up that we're about to have the Uterust event taking place between March 27th to the 30th, all money being raised for Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and the actual Tilter fight's already up. There's some campaigns going on. If you donate $10, you could potentially win a VIP access to Rustified, Reddit, Rusty Moose, Rustopia, Rustoria, and Rusticated servers. Oh, yes. Servers. But if you offer, if you donate $25, you can potentially win some DLC as well. So it's all for a good cause, and I'm taking part, and if we raise $1,500, I'll be going full potato. No hair here, shave my eyebrows, take off the glasses, and look like a scary monster, like a scary thumb for the whole event. So, yeah, all for a good cause. I'm going to miss this. My hair's so nice and warm. Oh, no. But, yeah, all of that happening fairly soon. So, if you wish to donate, every little helps, and we'd be very grateful. So, yeah, all right. I think that is everything. Let's wait and see what potentially gets accepted tomorrow. Have no idea, though. But I wouldn't expect an early rush door. It can happen. Like normally you'd expect an early restore with like a force wipe when there's an update, but you know that's not this week, is it? No. So yeah, you get the idea. So consider looking through TGG's top picks. Get a good look at all these skins that are submitted last week. And if you want to be up to date with all the newest skin submissions, consider looking at the Rust Workshop skin checks for March 18, 2025. Like I said a little bit earlier, there is an actual video showcasing that. So yeah, cool. Here it is. That's everything. Oh, didn't have the thumbnail. Whoopsie. Well, don't forget, all collection continuations listed as such. So, yeah, okay, that's it. I'm done. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you all later, and let's see what gets accepted tomorrow. Surely things that we're going to greatly enjoy, right?